Oh, shall we do this? Yes, we shall. Lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course, all of those in between. My name, in case you didn't already know, is Dexter, and welcome to the Low Energy Livestream, where tonight I'm going to try my very best to entertain y'all. Now, I'm aware that some of you may be here for a specific reveal. Now, full disclosure, I have not received the details of the reveal yet. So you may have slightly been lulled here under false pretenses. But that would also apply to me, so we shall wait and see. Because it may still be being worked on. But anyway, good evening everyone. Hello there, Richie Wong. I see that monkey can now be used in the chat. So thank you for confirming that. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, Ghost. Hello there, Nigel. Thank you very much for dropping in. Good evening there, Dave. Thank you as well. Good evening, Gassy. Thank you for dropping in. Martello. Hello there, my friend. Thank you very much for dropping in. Unfortunately, Paul, yes, it would seem that this may be a little bit of clickbait. However, I'm not putting it down as complete clickbait, because clickbait would imply that I lulled you here and then nothing's gonna happen, or that it doesn't actually happen. But I've lulled you here and it might happen. Story of my life, false pretenses. Yes, Nigel. Unfortunately, that's pretty much mine as well. As long as nobody reports this to the British standards, British trading standards, then I should be fine. But you know, come on, I wouldn't be the first YouTuber that's you know, done shoddy advertising to draw people in. I really dislike clickbait titles. It's, you know, you think you're getting something fun and exciting, and then you get a boring, like, stupid clip. Yes, it's me. Good evening, Ian. Thank you very much for dropping in. But yes, anyway, so I think I need to do reveals more often. Apparently, unless lots of you are just opening multiple windows, we're now actually up to 15 viewers, which is, to be honest, I think a record for the most people to actually tune into my streams right from the very beginning. So thank you very much, everyone. Good evening there, Ben. Thank you very much for dropping in. Ghost, might make an exposing video on YouTube in a bit. Go ahead, go on, feel free. And Richie says he blames Colin for the lies. Well, this is it. I must say, it wasn't me that said... Well, actually, I think it might have been me that said initially about there being a reveal. However, I was told that the reveal would be available for tonight. So it may still be. It may still be. So if you're interested in the reveal, you will just have to put up with my irritating, nasally voice and see what comes of the show. So, anyway, so for those of you that may be new to the stream, because with 15 of yous in here, there's a very high probability that some of yous are new to the show. Ah, there is noise. Is that the Chandy Man? Because at the moment I can't see.
It's Albert.
Aha, hello Albert. Thank you very much for dropping in and joining us. Right. So Albert, I was just about to drop into what games are available to play this weekend.
Alright, okay.
And unfortunately I am on water because we have nothing entertaining to drink in the house. Right. So events coming up.
I'm gonna go off and come back on again.
No worries. Right. Games that are available to play this coming weekend. We have Diamond Wars Series 12. This is on this coming Sunday at NPF Bassett's Pool. This one was recommended by Brian French, so thank you very much, Brian. The details for this one is it is £65 including 2,000 balls and lunch. It's £85 including 4,000 balls and lunch, and £75 including 100 first strike, and of course your lunch as well. It is capped at 5.5 balls a second if you are planning on shooting an electro marker. If you are shooting a mechanical, it is uncapped, although if it's a 5.5 event, try and be respectful of the rules. And if you are interested, or if you have a friend that is interested, they also do bring a buddy with rental players welcome with all kit included. Next up, there is... I've just closed the window there and I didn't mean to. There, we'll get rid of that. Next up, there is OMG Snake Pit 2, Nest of Vipers. This is the 28th and 29th, so that is this Saturday and Sunday, at Anzio Camp, Stoke-on-Trent. Personally, I've never played Anzio Camp, but I've watched plenty of videos on it because I am a bit of a YouTube enthusiast, and I like to spend time wasting my life away by watching content. So yes,
that's a cracking name for a game, like, isn't it?
What, Nest of Vipers?
Yeah.
OMG really do have a quite. Well, I'm assuming it's Paul from OMG that actually names the games, and he really does seem to have a knack for naming games for sort of and building lore around them as well, so that, you know, I think it invests people into the game, and if you're invested into a game, you're more likely to return. So yes, this one was suggested by Craig James Woodhams. Some of you may know him as Artwood, so thank you very much there. For this event, it is £60 for a single day ticket, or for 2-day tickets, the prices for the event range from £85 up to £150, depending on the package. The tickets for OMG games are sold on a package basis. So for an example, I think the lowest entry available is you get your entry fee, you get 500 paintballs and an event patch, and that covers you for both days of play, and of course, you know, the paint that you're going to shoot. Now, if you're playing with a MagFed limited setup, you're probably going to be alright on 500 balls, but for those that are heavy hitters, I think you can step the package right up to being quite inclusive, hence £150. The event is event paint and pyro only, because of course this is an urban site. On the day, paint is £12 for an extra 500 balls. It is... there is also smokes available from £4.50, flashbangs at £3.50, and thermobaric grenades available from £4.50. And apparently, Mad Baz has some interesting missions lined up. I believe there was something mentioned about blowing up elf on shelves, which, let's face it, those things are freaky, they are terrifying. I never want to ever have one of those things in my house, and they deserve to be blown up. Right, and next up, there is Mad Mags at Campaign Cobham, which is this coming Sunday. Thank you very much, John Monroe, for the letting us know about this one. The only information, though, that I have on it is that it is £30 on the day. At least that's what the information I've gathered from previous events. And finally, coming up this weekend is, of course, the long-awaited Heroes vs Villains at Skirmish, Nottingham, which is... The site opens on Friday. I believe the camping starts at 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon, if anyone wants to get themselves along. And runs all the way through until Sunday. There is mini games being played on the Saturday, as well as a 2v2 on the super field. And of course, the main big game, the Superheroes vs Villains big game, is being held on the Sunday. So if you like a fancy dress, if you like cosplay or anything like that, be sure to get yourself along to Skirmish Nottingham. I will be there. Now, it isn't. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to dress up yet or not. That's still to be confirmed. But you may get to see me in skimpy clothing, but that is not a promise. So anyway, if you if you do want to come and be utterly revolted by the sight of my bulbous, gelatinous body, hello there, Colin. If you do want to come along and see my horrible body in potentially skimpy clothing, it's £55 for the full weekend ticket, £40 for the Sunday only, and £5 from every ticket is donated to a charity. This year's charity is myeloma. Last year it was the Encephalitis Society, and I believe it was around about £10,000 was actually raised, which is...
Yes, I believe it was £10,000.
Yeah, which is amazing. You know, it's a fantastic amount. You know, it's one of the reasons why, again, the paintball community is a fantastic community. It's raising £10,000 for with just having, like, maybe, what was it, last year, 150 players?
Just less than 150, I believe.
150 players managed to raise knocking on 10, about 10 grand last year. Now that is absolutely fantastic. And Gassie's just said there, bloater spice. Yes, that is. Oh, yes. Thank you, Gassie. Thank you. So anyway, what have I gone through? The free camping is all weekend from 2 p.m. Friday. There is a film night on Saturday. Every player that attends gets a faction t-shirt. There is also on-site catering, which I'm going to take advantage of, obviously. The event is, of course, as most sites are nowadays, site paint only. And if you want to get yourself along and you just want to be a spectator, you just maybe want to go along and see what it's like. It's a spectator's ticket is £10 for the full weekend. There is also going to be a raffle, auction, and I believe, Colin, a cake sale.
Yes, there's a cake sale.
Fantastic.
Very, very important cake sale, which I think was where I spent most of my money last year.
Yeah. Well, I get the feeling that I may be spending a certain percentage of my spending money at the cake sale as well. Yeah. I mean, come on, you've got to take advantage of a cake sale, haven't you?
Yes.
Sharon's probably making us some cakes to take down. So
awesome. Well, this is it. This is it, Albert. Your lass's cake
there you go,
is pretty delicious.
Dave Brook Reed, 2008. Dave Brook Reed, 2018. Total tickets sold, including spectators, 142.
And managed to raise 10 grand. That is fantastic. Yeah. That is an amazing amount for that number of players.
And this year, the tickets are closer to 2.
Yes.
Already.
Mm-hmm. That's it. This year, it seems like every year, because obviously this is my first year of actually playing the event, but it does seem that every year that this has been happening, the numbers have been grown, and I would love that this could one day reach, huge amounts, become one of the big staples on the scenario calendar throughout the year, and I'd love to see hundreds of players get along and come and play this. Hundreds more than are already attending. Because if you can raise 10 grand on 142 players, yeah, what could you raise if you had 500 players or something like that there?
You have some pictures in our technical hits broadcast thing,
right?
For the big reveal for the auction item.
Fantastic. I will head over to that chat and I will open them up in a separate window. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it does appear that I will actually have the pictures to share with you. Now, if it'll open, because my laptop is stupid and old. Right. So I'll just have a quick scan through these myself, see what we've got. Ooh. Now, do I go? Is it that one? Nope, not that way. Right, very tidy. Yes, very tidy indeed. Right, I'll move it back to there, and now I need to actually work out how to open this up in the second window. Right, so now I need to go to here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I realise that this is probably not the most exciting of viewing, but I'm trying to prepare stuff. Right. Come on. Right, anyway, I'll crack on as we're going. Close that. So, head back over to this. There we go. Right then. Hello there, Rexy. Yes, thank you very much for dropping in. What's he saying? Need to get your spectator ticket tomorrow. I see you coming along. It's been a while since I've seen you. Dex. Is the 2.0 being exposed? Potentially. Well, in fact, yes, something is being exposed. Artwood.
Not that, Rexy.
What was that?
And it's not you.
Yes, it's not actually going to be me. At least not at this very moment. Possibly this weekend if I get drunk enough. Again,
You'd
no
expose
promises.
You'd reveal yourself if you hadn't had any drink.
I can't really deny that. Artwood says,
Surprise
whoa!
what Dex will do for a hard bar.
Bloody hell.
Wow.
Noisy in the background.
Oh, sorry, my wife's washing the dishes.
Ah, it's alright.
I'll turn the mic off.
Very cool.
Tell her to
Stick it on
stop and
push the
you'll
talk.
know when you feel.
Right. Artwood says, if you're coming to Anzio, come see a dragon to buy a limited edition commemorative patch with the 100% of the proceeds going to Martin, fellow dragon, who was suffering from terminal brain cancer. Yes, I think that is a fantastic thing that Artwood's putting up there. Yes, if any of you are happening to go to Anzio for Operation, I think it's OMG's Snake Pit 2 in Nest of Vipers, which, when I asked about games happening this weekend, I was bombarded with people saying about Nest of Vipers. So it seems like there is a lot of players going along. Go hunt down one of the dragons and pick yourselves up a commemorative patch as well. And as Artwood says, the money's going to a good cause. So I think that's definitely one that I would recommend. And Dave says lost count of the total tickets sold for 2019, which is at the moment 207. Oh, last count. Sorry, not lost count. Last count is 207.
So you'd have lost count at 20 when you ran out of time.
Yeah, when I run out of fingers and toes. Yeah. It's at that point.
That'd be 24, wouldn't it, with you?
I'm not a mutant. I may live up north, but I'm not a mutant.
You're a finger, though.
Barker, well, that is a colourful headset. Yes, it was just on sale on Amazon, so...
He's talking about your hair, mate.
Yeah, he's talking about my hair. Oh, hello there, Chandy man.
What's that about?
Yes, the Chandy man who is now famous for getting shout-outs on Nicky T's What's in the Bag broadcasts. I must admit, I think you're pretty famous already as it is there, Chandy man. But, yes, getting shout...
I'm getting around since I've been back.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. I think you put it perfectly. Yep.
Putting it out there.
Yeah, you put it perfectly there, Chan, that you're getting around. Paul says, you're doing your washing up, Albert. And Richie, also, who was washing the dishes. Ed, get the mic out of the kitchen sink. Dave, if that's Albert's ice machine, he's got problems. I must say, I am kind of impressed with Albert's ice machine. Right. I've almost got these pictures ready, but I'm not going to show them to you just yet. What was that there?
We lost you halfway through there, mate.
Ah, right. I'm not actually sure what I was saying. But yes, so I do actually have the pictures now. I've got them up on my secondary screen, but I'm not going to show them to you yet. Why would I blow my load in the first couple of minutes when I can hold out for a bit longer and show you all the good stuff?
First couple of minutes, that's good for you, isn't it?
Well, it's only the first 10 seconds. And that includes the time it takes to get naked and eat the pizza. Yeah, well, that joke just deadpan, didn't it? Anyhow, Albert put the mask for the Heroes game up. Unfortunately, Dave.
Yes, Albert's special mask.
Special man.
Dex, I didn't get a word of that, mate.
Alright, I'll tell you what, I'll drop out of the Discord chat and I'll come back in. Right. Disconnect and back in. There we go. Hey, can you hear us there now?
That's better.
Right, there we go. That's the ice machine.
Hello, Chris. Chris Varney. Good choice on your team.
Yeah, playing on the villains, but can only make the Sunday. Well, as long as you're there, Chris, as long as you're there for the big game, that's where we're going to be scoring the big points. So it's going to be a pleasure to be playing alongside you. No problem, Craig. Thanks for it. Cheers. Ghost, yeah, he says he's down for the YPC monthly walk on. That should be fun. YPC have a walk on this weekend. Fantastic. Well, in that case, shout out to YPC as well. YPC is one of my favourite sites in the UK. It's definitely one that I would recommend getting along to. It's got one of the biggest paintball structures, if not the biggest paintball structure in all of the UK on site. Right. Richie Wong, 19 viewers. Who did I pay to watch? No one. I am just that gifted at self-advertising, and also it's the fact that
it's dropped down to 16 now, Dex. I'd hurry up and show what you've got.
Yeah, all right. I guess I'll have to give it away. You know, I wasn't wanting to give it away this early, but you know, what can you do? Right, and ladies and gentlemen, I suppose that the time has come. I'm going to now expose what I had planned on saving for later. So, ladies and gentlemen, to be going up for raffle this coming weekend at Heroes vs Villains.
Auction, not raffle.
Yes,
auction.
The auction, not the raffle. My apologies, my sincerest apologies. Ladies and gentlemen, the Infinity Sniper.
Infinity Pump, you...
It's a sniper pump.
And then we wait 5 minutes for the stream to catch
it
up.
should. Actually, yes, drum roll please. Bit late, but you know. Look at that though.
Or bacon roll, yeah, I won't mind a bacon roll.
Yes, that's it. I'm more bacon roll than drum roll nowadays. So, I guess I'll just keep OBS up there for a moment, and let's flick through the photos a little bit. So you see, Albert with the sound effects, ladies and gentlemen. But look at that, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be going up for auction this weekend. Indeed. Oh God, the sound effects. There's a lot of work has gone into this, and there's a few different. I'm struggling for ways to explain this. This has been passed around a few different industry people in the UK who have.
This has done more miles in the last 3 weeks than I have all year. going up and down the country between Chandyman doing all the custom machining work and little custom touches like the freak board back and the fully radius trigger and all that sort of stuff, and down to
it will soon have a custom pump handle on. There was a slight issue with the first iteration, so
yes,
I'm doing a fancy one.
Yeah, we had the technical issues broadcast. Technical glitch happened earlier today for poor Mr. Chandyman.
Of course, this this is it. This may be the low energy live stream, but it's still the technical problem broadcast crew. So of course, technical problems.
Yeah, so it was intended to have there was a very nice 3D printed pump handle.
Yeah.
To be complete with Infinity Stones to complete the full Infinity Gauntlet look. But unfortunately, Mr. Chandyman had some issues with the resin. But yeah, it's been up and down the country about 4 times between Mr. Chandyman and Ed for anodizing. So there's a lot of volunteered time and effort gone into this. I mean, I personally, I donated the pump itself, and then handed it over to Mr. Chandyman, who's done loads of different stuff. I'm sure he can run you through everything that he's done. And he then sent it down to Ed for it to be anodized.
Stripped first.
Yeah, stripped. Then back up to Chan for Chan to do some more stuff. Then it went back down to Ed for Ed to then do the anodizing. Then back up to Chan for it to be rebuilt and the pump handle finished off. Luke Atkin with his 3D printing did the original pump handle that we've had issues with.
Right.
I think me and Chan were discussing it the other night, and we think there's probably roughly about £600 worth of just custom work involved. And this is going to be going into
understandable.
That's on top of the price of what the marker's worth on its own. So it's quite a substantial amount of donation gone in from people's time, effort, and equipment and everything. So we're fingers crossed it'll fetch something like that for the charity, for the auction, and put a big lump sum into the charity pot.
Yes, hopefully. I mean, this is it. He said, like £600 worth of work gone into it, and you can tell that. I mean, and an anno job is not a cheap thing if it would be done anyway. Then you've obviously got your machining costs and things like that. This is the time and effort just spent on assembling, disassembling, all that sort of stuff. You can see that there is a lot of work has gone into this. And as you said, I really hope that this actually does raise some good money towards the charity. Chan, would you like to have any input on what you did to the marker?
Colin's roughly sort of gone over the few bits that have been done. For example, the trigger, the standard sniper trigger, is a very square, sharp-edged affair. So it's been fully, in some of the photos you should be able to see, it's been fully radius.
Yeah.
So it's more akin to the Inception's Mamba trigger.
Yeah.
It's nice and curved on the front, while still having the holes drilled in. I think it was a 695 back, which is pretty much useless for today's paint.
True.
Has been freak board and then slotted, so you can see which colour insert you've got in.
Which I think is a very nice touch, considering the Infinity Gauntlet theme.
Yeah. Well, especially the insert that's in that photo is a 682.
Yeah.
Gold insert. The other ones that would possibly, I mean, you need to put the right insert in for the right paint, but just for aesthetics sake, I think the 82 is like a gold.
Yes.
And then a 684 is like a copper gold.
Right.
I mean, it all depends on which era freak insert kit you've got, or whether it's Empire or whether it's Smart Pots. What else? The guide rod for the pump handle has been polished and honed to reduce drag.
Very nice. Well, that's it. I mean, you want to try and have as buttery smooth a pump stroke as you can on a high quality pump, don't you?
Yeah. And then obviously I'm currently now doing some last minute designs to do a whole new concept of pump handle.
Right.
Which it's looking like it's part metal, part wood.
All right.
Probably some carving in. I've got some other little things to try and regain the Infinity Gauntlet aspect of it.
Yes.
To try and put the gemstones and stuff back in. But it was a bit of a shame that the other one didn't work out, but it happens.
Yeah.
And then obviously a full rebuild and tune.
Yeah.
and made the decision to run without the gauge just for a smoother, cleaner
Yeah.
look.
Yeah. Well, that's. I mean,
Um,
I do think it actually does look tidier without the gauge on the side.
But it not even just for aesthetics.
Mhm.
Shooting left and right for those
Yeah.
that do shoot left and right, far more comfortable without a gauge sticking out one side of the marker.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And it's
understandable.
also one less thing to get broken.
Yeah.
And the gauges on them, I think every sniper pump I've seen has had a broken gauge on. So
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, if you use your gear enough, doesn't matter what kind of marker it is, or what tank it is, or whatever. Chances are you're going to end up with a broken gauge on your gear at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, something to add to this is the very same sniper that was the one that spawned the Pump Fury name and everything as
Yeah.
well, because the intention was to I managed to pick up a cheap sniper second hand,
Yeah.
and the intention was to use that for the donor for this,
Right.
but due to timing constraints,
Mhm.
we ended up having to go down the route of using my own personal one.
Yeah.
To be then for me to end up using the cheap second-hand
Yeah.
one.
So it's not just a case of like you sort of getting your hands on a cheap marker and then decided to rebuild it. This is this is actually a marker that has actually meant something to you as well.
Yeah, I mean I've been using this for I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
I mean I got this second-hand off Mr. Gassy.
Mhm.
well, you've been using it for as long as I've known you, so that's knocking on 4
it was
years, 3-4 years.
It was Stargate. It was the year Stargate had the Guns for Hire that I got it off Gassy, if I remember rightly.
I'm not
So
even
that
sure
was
on that one.
Must be getting on for 8 years ago.
Very canny.
9 years ago.
And now it's literally like a brand new factory fresh.
Yeah. Right. Thanks very much for dropping in, Nigel. Hopefully see you at the weekend. Yeah. So that's it. There's a lot of work gone into it. And as Chan, he's just said it's basically factory fresh now.
Yeah, one of one.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This you can bona fide go out and say that this is a one of one marker. There is literally no other marker like it.
Yeah, there's a few bits that are on their way. Due to the unfortunate recent loss of Manfred in GI in Germany, it's delayed the shipping of some of the parts for it, like the jewels for the barrels and that sort of stuff. But hopefully they will be here before the weekend.
Yeah.
Because we've had to. Mr. Mike Tate has organised getting them, but obviously with the loss of Manfred, it sort of put everything back in Germany, and they're still trying to catch up with orders and stuff.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed it will make it out for the weekend.
Yeah.
And we can get the jewels on it, and there's bits like the auto trigger pin for the pump arm.
Yeah. Right.
Because I ended up nicking the genuine part off mine.
Yeah.
To put in Albert's.
Yeah, for my gun.
Yeah, and ended up the auto trigger pin in mine was an Acker grip screw with the head ground off.
Oh, nice. But did it work?
It worked, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't ideal.
As long as it works, that's all that matters.
It was getting something with the right thread that was half the battle.
Yeah.
It's such a tiny. You imagine it's such a tiny little thread that screws into the pump arm.
Oh yes.
What thread?
I'm aware of this, Colin. Yeah. I'm aware of that
What thread
that
was it,
tiny little
Colin?
screw.
I'm not sure what the actual thread is, but I know it is tiny. The ground down nut, the ground down bolt is actually in that box of bits somewhere.
Yes, I did see.
You saw Colin's ground
So
down nuts.
it's yeah. So it's that thread, whatever that is.
Yeah.
See, the CCM design is much better than the
Mhm.
Empire one. Not to slate the gun that we've just spent a load of time building,
Mm.
but having the bolt secured from the outside and running in an oval track, rather than a tiny little grub screw that sits in a. Yes, it's a cleaner look from the outside,
Mhm.
but to work on, the CCM one is much nicer.
100 sound buttons.
Right.
God's sake.
Didn't mean to press that.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
there we go. There we go. Then Rex, I don't mind saying already, I'll chuck a starting bid in for 350 quid.
That's good. Yeah.
Well, there goes me buying it back then.
Well, that's it, Colin. I think this is going to raise good money, and it's, you know, as I mentioned earlier on, the charity that Superheroes vs Villains is raising money for this year is for myeloma, and it's a good cause.
Melanoma.
Is it melanoma? I thought it was myeloma.
Well, it's not your loma, is it?
Hey, you can't mock somebody for mispronouncing a word, because if you mock somebody for mispronouncing a word, you're mocking somebody for for learning a word through reading. So.
All right then.
Yeah. But yes, it's
Didn't mock you.
You mocked my pronunciation.
No, I corrected it.
Fine. Anyway, but yes, it's for a good cause. So if you're there for the game, take some spending money down. Even if this is out of your price range, I can almost guarantee that there will be something that is within your price range, and you may be able to pick yourself up something cool.
Yeah, Dave Brook read myeloma.
Myeloma is the charity. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell it.
Yes, Sunday is
It
Sunday
is?
is the
That-
auction
it's-
day.
yeah.
Then
Yeah, he's just retracted it.
No, that is actually how it's spelled when you look on the website. Yeah. This year's charity is myeloma. Yeah. I think it's a blood cancer. I think melanoma is a skin cancer.
Oh, see, that's what I thought it was.
No, it's
So it's blood cancer, not skin cancer.
It's a blood cancer. I think it's a blood cancer, if I remember correctly from the website.
I know, but I thought the charity was the melanoma skin cancer one.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was the other one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I think I'm sure it said on the website it's only about 17,000 people in the country are actually affected by it. So, as with other charities, that maybe it's the ones that aren't up front in the spotlight because there's lots and lots of people are affected by them. I would imagine it probably doesn't get as much funding as some of the larger charities, as much as I'm struggling to find the words, but as much as some of the bigger charities get, this one I think is a worthy cause. It's sometimes people do need a hand up. What?
Yeah, I'm just laughing at something else.
Right. But yes, as well as that, now I'm going to just drop back over onto the main screen, and so I can flick around on the different channels. From the Harrogate Mafia, so thank you, Dave. I'm not sure if it's all Dave, but I would definitely say that Dave seems to have been putting in a hell of a lot of work for this. Bear Paxton, the owner of Destiny Paintball, is apparently donating to Superheroes vs Villains. But you don't have any more details on the Harrogate Mafia Facebook page, other than that just planning on making a donation. Dave, can you give any insight on that, or has it not been confirmed yet? But as well as that, there is also again from the Harrogate Mafia paintball team. Amotech PB have kindly donated 2 of their new T15 backs, which take freak inserts, and they will be going, I think it's up for auction at Superheroes vs. Villains as well. There is also, Dave, you can maybe help us out here a little bit by letting us know exactly what's going, but I believe that there is also a set of Predator push goggles that are going up for auction. And there's a hell of a lot of stuff going up for auction from across the paintball community. Again, this is all for...
I'm also putting in some Pump Fury merch as well.
Fantastic, yeah. So
I'm some Pump Fury merch, some Pump Fury t-shirt and mug will be going into the auction or raffle, or it will be going into some form of fundraising.
fantastic.
I've also got a brand new in package in case Tipman crossover XVR.
Very
It was
nice.
kindly donated by Mr. Willie McPhillum.
That's please don't tell me that's how that's pronounced. Mr. Willie McPhillum.
McPhillum, yes.
Dave says Bay Paxton's donation has been shipped, but he doesn't actually know exactly what's in it yet. So that one's to be confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. It is also a set of Push Unite's tan camo that is up for auction. And Northern Alliance have also made a donation, and it will also be up for auction. There is also, Gassy just says there, they are putting in a Catch Out Reports jersey and some brand new plain pants. So again, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, there is something there that may fit, like, yeah, well, I think there's going to be something going in that will fit all price ranges. You know, you'll be able to pick up some pretty cool stuff. Now, in fact, I believe with the Catch Out Reports jersey, there is only ever been 2 of those have gone up for auction anywhere before. So that's a pretty damn cool one if you're interested in getting your hands on one of those.
I believe Planet Eclipse have donated some stuff as well.
Yeah. That's again awesome. What have Planet Eclipse donated any hot sauce? Because that might actually be within my price range to bid on.
I think there was something, from what I've been told, something that Planet have donated is stuff that never actually went on sale.
Oh, right. That's
so
pretty
it
cool.
might be the only opportunity to get hold of something that they've produced.
Nice. You know, he's just scrolling through his catchphrase app thing there, just like waiting for opportune moments. Dave says there's also GOG Europe, MacDev, Vulcan, GI, and Just Paintball are all making donations as well, and there is more to be announced at the event.
It's funny you should mention that.
Yes, Colin.
BZ, yes, BZ. No, I'm talking to Ben in the chat. He just mentioned something that's like, oh, it's funny you should mention that. I'm not going any further into that, but yes.
Right.
Yeah, BZ are bringing some stuff down. Yeah, Planet Eclipse, Paintball Mag.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got GOG Europe, McDev, Vulcan, GI, and Just Paintball.
Yeah.
Just Paintball are the trade vendor there.
Yeah. Basically, it seems that anyone who is anyone is giving something up for this auction.
Yeah, I think everyone's sort of going, right, well, we made this much last year, let's break that total.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you're all getting paid on Friday, because you are going to need it this weekend. I'm just
What's Gassy
wondering.
telling me to stop it about? I believe BZ will not be having a trade stand. That's why
Yeah.
anyone that's from BZ who's attending is playing.
Don't hold your breath.
I did think about sharing a meme there on screen, but now that I've kind of looked at it, it's probably best that I don't. For those that may be able to guess it, it's from oh, damn, what the hell's the? Oh, I slipped my own brain. It's the cartoon spy show thing. Stop it! I can only get so entertained. I'm trying to be family friendly here, so you know.
BZ Taff are playing. Have they gone Welsh now?
BZ Taff. Who the hell is BZ Taff?
The BZ staff.
BZ staff, but Gassie's obviously got caps lock on and he's put little s, big T, big A, big A.
So in other words, Ginger's playing.
From what I was told, there's 21 or 20 to 21 BZ playing.
Awesome. Yes, that's the one, Ben. Archer. It's from Archer. The meme I was thinking of is from Archer. Yeah.
I'll be over the moon if BZ do have 21 players, but I'll hold your breath.
Ooh.
Is that including lethal drizzle?
Lethal drizzle.
Just,
Lemon drizzle.
is this what we're going over into now? Is it that for this weekend they are no longer lethal bizzle, they are lemon drizzle?
I've always called them BZ drizzle into the face.
Well, you never know. You never know. They might look like lemon drizzle by the end of the weekend if they frequent the cake stand a lot.
Yeah. Well,
because there's normally lemon drizzle there, made by someone.
You can't go wrong with the lemon drizzle. They've even rolled out Jimmy.
Have they?
Apparently so, according to Gassi.
Albert's voice went a bit funny then.
So basically, there's going to be a good fight this weekend. Yes.
Yes, we're in for a very. It's sounding like it's going to be one hell of a game.
I might actually have to push the boat out and buy 2 bags of paint.
You might have to push the boat out and play with a semi.
Well, I'll be doing that later. Oh, you mean at the weekend?
I left myself wide open for that one.
That's what she said. But right, anyway.
Dexter's playing with a semi and she's got a wide on. Okay.
Right, anyway, let's move on to the next thing. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Moving swiftly on. Ladies and gentlemen, new merch available from Nicky T. He has launched a new t-shirt and a hoodie. I must admit, I'm not a huge fan of the colour of the t-shirt, but for some reason, the hoodie stands out to me.
Yeah, because it's got furry ginger letters on.
Yes. But yes.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Where's my shout out for my new merch?
Well, send a link in the chat and I'll give you a shout out for your merch as well. In fact, to be honest, since you're here, you can do your own shout out. But yes, ladies and gentlemen,
yeah.
For those that may be listening and not actually viewing, Nicky T has just launched a sort of a lime green t-shirt with some retro NKYT. Writing down it.
To be fair, I can understand why you're not that keen on that shirt, Dex, because you look like an upside down carrot when you wear it.
Yeah. Oh. But yes, the t-shirt is styled apparently on an old school Nike t-shirt, which it is cool, but it's just I think my hair would clash with the t-shirt, to be honest. But the hoodie, I like the hoodie.
Like I said, upside down carrot.
Yes, I look like an upside down carrot.
More like Baker off the
Muppets. Yes. But yes, for those that are for listening, the hoodie is a black hoodie with the lining of the hood, or hood, however you pronounce it. Because I know people mock me for the way that I say hood, but the hood is lined with in a orange flock, and it has the Trickology logo across the chest. Both the flocking winter hoodie, which is £35, and the Nike.
Say that again. The what hoodie?
The flocking winter hoodie is £35, and the Nike T-shirt is £15. All available in sizes from medium to 3XL, which is roughly almost fat enough to fit me.
There's no need to swear when
Need
you're
another
talking
couple of
about
X's on there for you.
Well, you know, I was trying to emphasize it there. You know, the flocking winter hoodie. Orders can be delivered in person.
How many oohs in the hood?
Orders can be delivered in person at CPBS this weekend. That was the previous weekend. Skirmish Superheroes versus Villains, big game. The NXL European Amsterdam Open World Championships, or Diamond Wars Series 12 2019, which is also this weekend. So yes, if you're interested in supporting Nicky T and the things that he does, go over to his Facebook page and check his stuff out. Right, and we'll head back over onto the main screen there now. And Colin, have you sent something along so that I can share it out to the public?
Hang on.
That's a no.
It's a no, but it's a soon. Right, so what what people say?
There's one.
Mission failed.
Yes. Albert, this one goes out to you. Dr. Rush says the sound effects are on point this episode. We take pride in our live shows. Only the best for you guys. You see all the high tech stuff on my live shows. This actually kind of takes us back to when I did like an interview with Charlie Sheen using a voice app in like 2009 or something, which was kind of interesting.
Because you were that cool.
Yes, I was that cool. It was when I was trying to come out as like a YouTube gamer.
You were trying to come out?
Yes. I want the world to know. I've got to let it show. I'm coming!
Yes.
The speakers.
Pump Fury now has mugs.
Yes. And with the Pump Fury
But
mugs...
you always had a mug, Colin.
A what?
You've always had a mug.
It's a hood and a moog.
No, it's a mug. It's M-U-G. Mug. Hood is H-O-O-D. Hood is not spelled H-U-D. That would be a heads-up display.
Do we get extra points for
Do I get extra points for what there, Albert?
sticker bombing certain people?
Yeah, that's the other thing that
Well-
that Pump Fury has is stickers. We have stickers.
Right. So then, ladies and gentlemen, we shall drop back over onto the share screen. And for those that are into pumping furiously, Pump Fury now has mugs. And as Colin, Mr. Pump Fury himself, just said,
And
there is
stikers.
also stickers that are also available. So, Mr. Pump Fury, where can
Moogs
people
and
find those?
stikers.
Where can people find those if they are so interested?
Stickers stuck on your back.
For a start, at the game this weekend.
Fantastic.
I have a very limited run at the minute.
Is it like 3 of them?
There is 8 mugs available, but I've already had about 4 people tell me that they want one.
And how much are they retailing for?
These mugs this
$1
weekend I will
billion.
be selling for £6 a piece.
Right, that's the mugs. Just to
that's
clarify,
the mugs.
because apparently there were $1 million there in the background.
Yeah, the mugs are £6,
Right.
and all profits will be going back into the charity as well this
Right.
weekend. So
Okay.
anyone who buys one this weekend, because they cost me a fiver, so £6. There's £1 from each one is going to go back into the charity.
That's a good thing to do.
T-shirts that I'm selling this weekend, the price is going to go up for the weekend,
Right.
because I'm going to sell them for £15.
Okay.
But the fiver extra is going into the charity as well.
Understandable. And I think that's a very honourable thing to do.
Because I can't afford to. If I could afford to, I'd sell them at normal price and put half of it into the charity anyway. But I just can't afford to.
That's totally understandable.
But yeah, the
Says
stickers
Mr.
I've
just ordered 200 quid's worth of smoke grenades.
got. That's why I.
Chan! Shush! Shush! Secret weapon! Shush!
No, that's not the secret weapon. The smoke grenade isn't the secret weapon.
No, it's Colin actually has like 500 of these mugs and he's planning on throwing them at people.
Yeah.
What do you want, right?
There you go, Wizbit. I'll give you 20 quid for the mug if I manage to get one.
Well, there we go.
20 quid for Dexter's quite a lot.
Damn right, that's like a week's wages. It's a week's wages up north.
Do you know how long Dex has to stand on a corner to make 20 quid?
Well, I doubt anyone would pay Dex if he's still on. He'd probably make 20 quid quite quick actually when someone goes over and pays him the money to not stand on the corner.
I get paid to move on all the time. Yes, Paul's saying, is that a Moog and Stukas? I don't understand why everyone...
Stukas were bombers.
I don't understand why everyone has a problem with the way that I say hood. And it's not Robin Hood, is it?
Yeah, it is Robin Hood.
It's not Robin Hood, it's Robin Hood. Robin Hood riding through the glen. You don't say Robin Hood riding through the glen.
Yes, when you said that then, it actually sounded proper. When you said it, when you were talking about Nicky T's hoodie, it was you emphasised the ooh.
Well, you don't get an ooh like Taifu. Oh man. Ben says, has Chan got the Infinity's trigger as smooth as Gassie's olive sniper?
Oh yes.
From the man himself there. Oh yes. Just like Churchill.
He's working magic.
Yep.
After all, it is the Infinity Pump. One pump and that's it. The enemy's gone.
Yeah. And then just pops back into reality like next year, the next game.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's only so smooth you can get it without having the roll of sear and stuff like that.
Without smearing butter on the internals.
To be fair, he's probably done that.
Yeah.
Probably Chan's secret sauce in there to.
Yeah, that's not butter.
Just for anybody that's wanting to actually bid on this, I have not ejaculated into the internals of it.
Whoa! No, who was saying anything? That sounds like a guilty conscience, that there, Chan.
Right, so what you're saying, my secret sauce? What, some sort of Szechuan
We
sauce?
thought you might have
chicken and black beans?
We thought you might, with being a machinist, you might have had some like secret stuff or something.
Some
Secret
special
machine
lubricant.
sauce.
Special mixed formula of lubrication.
Gassie says one pump and done. That's what happened. That's what happened to make Theodore. Fucking
Theodore.
Sorry, I was still on like the Infinity Gauntlet thing. Sorry, Colin.
So you're now saying that my son is the Mad Titan?
No, I'm saying that you're the Mad Titan. But oh God. Well, come on, we're talking about the
I'm
Infinity Gauntlet.
I'm guessing K4P84 is Mr. Muggleton.
Yes, yeah. That kind of drink.
God.
Oh.
How much have you had to drink?
I'm on water. This is it. I don't need.
Whatever.
Nah, that's new vodka.
Yeah. Well, drinking neat vodka doesn't count as a drink because I haven't got a mixer in it.
Right.
Ed says, I did type 3 hard anno and Teflon infused the pump guide. The marker's name Thanador. That's from Ben. Oh man.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
Should have been purple.
Like Albert.
They said it. Yeah, like Albert. Yeah.
Sorry,
Obviously,
Albert.
then Albert would have bought it.
Mm. Oh.
Oh, dear. To be fair, if it'd been Albert gone as Thanos, it'd be like Thanos' mini-me, wouldn't it?
Kind of. Right.
Oh dear.
So then, since I actually have guests on tonight, and hopefully you and the audience at home can give us your take on this as well, Wolf recently posted a clip of some skateboarding to his Facebook page. I think it's his personal Facebook page. Hey, there's not wrong with skateboarding, but he's talking about paintball, or he's talking about paintball in relation to kind of like to skating. He says, no more helmets and pads at skate competitions, and these guys are in the Olympics next year. I was watching the Brazil Championships and I realised I got into skating because of how cool it was when I was a kid. Seeing the big kids thrash, wear the coolest gear and get girls, get girls. We seriously need to make paintball cool again and stop marketing it to kids like it's Nerf. Since we've got about 15 people in the chat at the moment, and we've got a couple of people obviously joining us, I'm going to say in the studio here because it sounds cooler. Since I've got a few people in the studio with us as well, my spare bedroom, and I'm not actually here. What's people's thoughts on this? Has paintball kind of become marketed towards kids when at one time it was marketed towards more adults, and it seemed that at the time there was maybe more people playing?
I think the influx of low impact and stuff like this JT Splat Masters and stuff like that, it has become aimed at as the sort of the follow-on to Nerf.
Yes.
Which I don't think is a bad thing.
No, you see, that's pretty much my
But it
sort
also-
of opinion on it.
I can't see it being a bad thing, but I do think it needs to be advertised at that point when kids start doing that sort of stuff. They need to be told that, or the parents at least need to be told, look, there is more to it. There is this side of it as well.
Yeah.
Beyond this.
Well, since you're touching on that, I think that's something that needs to happen with players in general. And I know that this will never happen with the big corporate site that we all know who, when I say that, we'll all know who I'm talking about. That will never happen with them. But I definitely think that's something that sites need to do. If we want paintball to grow, we need to have sites sort of say, when players come in as rentals, they need to say, look, this is the next step on. Now, I don't know how you would go about doing that, but I definitely think that's a step that should be taken to try and help draw more players in. And as you were saying there, Colin, you know, they're having the low impact sort of stuff be seen as potentially a next step up from Nerf. It's actually a reasonably good idea.
Do you think it's a good or a bad thing that a lot of sites now advertise what's the name of that bloody game?
Fortnite.
All the kids play. Yeah, they're advertising a lot of style paintball games.
Yeah. The only problem that I have with the idea of like them suggesting or advertising games as Fortnite is you're not. I mean, some sites probably do it better than others, But I don't know how they're doing a Fortnite experience. And part of the whole thing with Fortnite is that it is a battle royale game. You're supposed to go into it with basically nothing. At least, I mean, I don't actually know. I've never played Fortnite, so I'm assuming since it's a battle royale game, it's along the same sort of lines as most battle royale games. But most battle royale games, the idea is you go into the game zone with nothing. You then pick gear up as you're going, and with the ultimate goal of trying to be the last man standing. Now, if you're playing a team game, well, I don't know if you can recast that as Fortnite if it's along the same sort of standards as normal battle royale games. And if you're going into the game with weaponry, quote unquote weaponry, then it's not really a battle royale style game either, is it?
Well, they do have a team version of Fortnite.
Oh, right, okay.
I've played it once and got beat by some 6-year-old. Yeah,
and that's why you're now bitter about it.
Yeah, and my son does play it a lot, and you do have team games, but basically you start off, you parachute in,
yes,
and then you've got nothing. You've got to hunt around looking for boxes,
yeah,
and you might get a gun but no ammo, and ammo and no gun, and so you got to keep hunting, looking for stuff. But there's also a building element in Fortnite now. I don't know. See, I've never actually seen how they run any of these games, but I have seen at Mayhem, at District 23, at the National Paintball Fields, all advertising Fortnite Paintball. But see, I've never actually seen how one of these games actually works.
Yeah. Well, as far as I'm concerned, and my opinion with a lot of things when it comes to paintball, to be perfectly honest, if it draws players in, I don't mind. I'm happy for, it's like if a site starts offering airsoft and it causes airsoft players to come over to play paintball, I'm fine with that. If sites are advertised doing Nerf, if they're advertised doing laser tag, all this sort of stuff, and it gets players to come over and try playing paintball, I don't care. I want more people to be playing paintball, and I think it's... Yes, there will always be the rivalry between the different sports, and it's the same sort of thing with gaming. If they can advertise like Fortnite-themed games, and it helps get people across to come and play paintball, as far as I'm concerned, that is a good thing. But... like you said, like we're saying, I don't understand exactly how some of these games are actually played. Especially with Fortnite, if it was, say, PUBG or Apex Legends, or if they just sold it as a battle royale style game, then you take away the building element, and it just becomes last man standing sort of deal. That I think is more understandable, but.
I think the reason they're marketed as Fortnite is because Fortnite is the biggest of all the battle royale games.
Yes. I would totally agree with that.
And it's more popular with younger people.
Yeah. Oh, I will totally agree with that.
Marketing it's pandering to a younger audience that's obsessed with
mum and daddy's
Fortnite.
money.
And they're going to be going and bugging mummy and daddy to go and, can we go and do this? Can we go and do this? Where they wouldn't normally go, I don't want to do paintball.
Yeah.
It's like kind of, it's Fortnite.
Can I go and play can I go and play Fortnite?
It's Fortnite in real life.
Yeah. You get the, can I go play Fortnite? Can I go play Fortnite with my friends? It's like, but you've got Fortnite on your computer. No, I want to go play Fortnite in real life. And I suppose that maybe even encourages some of the adults.
The parents are probably going, they want to play outside. Yes, go.
Yeah. Well, there's that sort of cliche, isn't it? Like when I was a kid, parents and before, well, the children that came before me would have been, come on, get inside the house. It's time to stop playing outside. Get inside. And now people are trying to encourage their kids to go outside. So, but yeah, I mean, if doing Fortnite in real life is what encourages players to kids to get out and play. And also, like I said, if it gets adults to go to sites who then go, this kind of looks kind of cool. They maybe playing with
what Ed's just said in the chat. It's just marketing, gets the kids in to spend parents' money. If they're playing ball, it's good. Sorry, good.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you seen what Dave Cassidy's put? He's asked a question about Wolf.
Did he misunderstand what he said? He said get rid of helmets and pads, make skateboarding look cooler. So he's saying we should go back to masks to look cooler. I suppose in a way that is actually. I'm sure it's not what he means, but it is also kind of what is to be inferred.
Implying.
Yeah, what is implied. That the idea of, when we're only running around wearing like the UVX goggles or whatever they were, that looks cooler. To some people it probably did, and we all know that there is still some players out there that try and get away with only wearing goggles, and that's how you get your teeth knocked out. But it's... I don't know how can I suppose it's kind of like
back to wearing JTs.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm fine with JTs. I mean, yeah, pretty much anyone that actually wears a regular to the channel knows that I love my JTs. But I suppose
I'll be wearing some JTs this weekend.
Yes.
You got a bloody bargain with them, you saw.
Oh yeah, you definitely did.
Well, Ed, I didn't tell you the best part, did I?
Oh god, here we go.
Ed actually refunded me a little bit of the money because the lens was crazed.
What?
Oh.
So, just to rub it in a little bit. Ed the jealous.
Yes, I'm jealous. Mind, I wanted blue ones, not purple, but still the purple are really cool.
I think he's got some blue ones.
Yeah, but I've got no money. I'm a pauper. That's the only reason that I do YouTube. It's just for all of the money that I get.
You can go and stand on Ed's street corner so you can give him the money straight away.
Oh yeah. But yeah. So going back to what Gassy says, yes, that's the thing. It's like when you see people wearing bicycle helmets and you see people on like skateboards and stuff wearing skating pads and wearing the helmets and all that sort of stuff. It does look cooler. It looks more natural. It looks like you've just kind of jumped on and then you're able to do these amazing things on a board or on a bike or whatever without needing all the protection gear, as if you're not prepared. But that then leads to people getting seriously hurt as well. So is there a way that... You see, I don't think that really applies when it comes to paintball. I think, it's the industry standard. People know what it looks like when you're wearing your mask and all that sort of stuff. And I think there's a lot of these masks that players are wearing look really, really, really good. They don't look like just something that's a piece of personal protective equipment and that's the end of it. They look like a part of the playing equipment, if that makes any sense. So I kind of understand the idea of going back to when paintball, like what Wolf is potentially saying about going back to the days of Wolf being of paintball being a bit more sort of grungy and a bit more raw. But I don't necessarily.
Can we go back to playing pants that don't look like skinny jeans?
Yes. That's one of the reasons why I highly support JT re-releasing the JT playing pants. Because I feel like I don't need to go on a starvation diet for 3 months to be able to go and play for a weekend.
I mean, but my biggest... I have the same problem with normal trousers as I do with playing pants. Being away from paintball, doing a lot of cycling, I have quite rotund thighs.
Yeah, I'm like that just because I'm fat.
But I end up having to buy trousers with a bigger waist for me legs to fit in them, and then they don't fit me around my waist, so they end up falling down.
Yeah, well, you can just see her sagging. Yeah, but I understand what you're saying, Colin. It's like I've got
skinny jeans and skinny fit trousers do not fit me.
Yeah,
because I am a normal, average person, not Chad.
Yeah. Well, this is it. It's like you realise you need to go on a diet when your teammate can wear your playing pants as a mermaid costume. And when one of your teammates can fit both of his legs into one of your pants legs, it's time to go on a diet.
To be fair, I think we should go back to the to that with playing pants. You should be able to get both legs down.
Down one leg.
Playing pants.
Mike, I agree with Paul. The guy who's got the blue JT should just bring them just to tease decks.
The thing is, years ago I had a set of blue JTs, and I lost the ears off them because there was a full set of blue JT eyes. I lost the ears off them. I have no recollection of what happened to the peak of them. The frames I gave to a mate who lost the frames, and the faceplate I think went with the frames. So basically, the only thing that I may still have of that mask at my mum's house is the ears, and even then they may have been binned, which really, really disappoints us because I really wanted that mask back. But yes, so Martello says he's going to put loot crates in his game zones. Everyone starts with a Splatmaster. Give me a tenner and you may get an E-mech. Yeah. More likely you'll get a green t-shirt. Yeah. That's it. You put like.
I reckon what would be it'd be a very specialised game for certain people. But what would be interesting would be if you could run a game where everyone starts. You have like maybe 5 or 6 people on the field.
Yeah.
Everyone starts with nothing, literally nothing, and spread out throughout the field are parts of guns. So there might be an E-mech out there, there might be a cocker out there, there might be a mag out there, an ego or whatever. But you might find the bolt out of an E-mech and the frame off an ego, and so you've got to like kind of play it tactically and trade parts with other people to complete your gun before everyone else can.
Not to that extreme, but Paintfest did Battle Royale where you might gun but you'll have no paintballs. You might find a pistol but not the magazine.
You see, I think something
not
like
as extreme as what Colin was on about. They've did it for the last 3 years.
See, that's
it.
Like,
similar thing at D23, haven't they?
Yeah, that's it. But in that instance, you were only allowed to use your own equipment. You know, with District 23, when they did it, the referee was on site at the time, took everyone's markers out and hid them somewhere in the game zone, and you had to go and hunt down your marker for then be able to continue playing. And yes, it was also very dark. So when you're using a black pistol and it's pitch black, it's surprisingly difficult to find it.
Yeah, that made no difference. I had a bright gold and red ego, and could I find it?
Well, that's it. It's amazing how easy it is to hide stuff. Yeah.
Paintfest, it was free to enter, and all you did was turn up with your mask.
Yes, yeah.
And I think the biggest thing they had in there, I think they had a couple of 98s.
Yeah.
But they had, so it was all supplied by Tipman. So you had a couple of pistols, you had a couple of 98s. I think there was one A5.
Yeah.
And they were all hidden about, but like one lad, if I remember right, he found a Tipman 98, but no hopper. So he had the single feed, the balls.
Yeah. You see, that's what I was going to say. I'm sure that a game could be done relatively easily, where like like you said, a couple of pistols what to get put out, but they wouldn't come with a mag. You'd then have to find you'd have to find the mags.
That's a point. That's a point that Ben's just reminded me of when Scottish Warriors were running the Tipman Challenge. They put all the TPX challenge. Yeah. Put the TPXs in the center, and each one had a random amount of balls in the mag. Yeah. So you might run in and be the first one to grab one, but you've only got one ball.
Yeah. See, now that's good,
someone else might be the last person there might pick one up and they've got 7.
Yeah, stuff like that's pretty fun. But yeah, I mean,
I can remember running one where we had all where the markers were all spread out and randomly hidden, but then all the mags were in the center. Yeah. So you could have someone finds a mag but no gun. Yeah. And vice versa.
But that to me, that is a battle royale style game. The idea of you know, having to hunt out for your ammo, then hunt for a gun. To, you know, like if you're using a marker that's got a hopper on it, you know, you need to find the hopper, or you've got a single feed. I think, you know, yes, if it's a marker, then you probably want to leave the tank on it. You don't want to actually have to then have people go look for tanks as well as the marker. But yeah, I think there's like a few different options like that, and like you would even, you know, chuck in a couple of JT Splatmasters as well, just for the hell of it. Now those, I suppose, because they would be 50 cal, you could leave them preloaded, but you're then going to have like the very reduced range and stuff on them. So yeah, stuff like that could be very, very cool. Ben, not sound too devil's advocate, but as most sites make their earnings from the rentals and the game / film tie-ins are themed for team names, game objectives, unfortunately it's to get feed through. Oh, I totally understand that, Ben, and I'm not arguing with that. I understand that that's what sites have got to do. You know, it's like when some sites put on things like Predator, people coming on as Predators, or people coming on as Terminators and stuff. That's because... What's that, sorry?
Portree had the Predator.
Yeah, well that's
YPC, I believe, had the Predator before that.
Yeah, I know. I think it was YPC also had a Stormtrooper for a while, which I don't know why you put that out in the game zone.
They've had Swamp. They've had a Stormtrooper.
I mean, I can't think of anything worse for a paintball site for like that, because they never hit you.
Exactly, that was what I was going to say. But this is it. I mean, YPC have had a few characters, and I realise having characters and stuff like that. Yeah. Aye, but they always got hit. But having sites having themed events and things like that, it's great, because it does help draw more attention to the games and to the site themselves, which then gets more people in through the door and things like that. I can't argue with that.
Prime example is this weekend at Skirmish. Yeah. Heroes versus Villains. It's like there's people who wouldn't normally dress up, aka me, is actually dressing up for the game.
Yeah.
But you're always in fancy dress.
That's it. You're gonna ever take that mask off?
I'm actually going to take the mask off this weekend. Or put the mask on.
Yeah. Dr. Rush says he hosted a battle royale style game at an out venue. Every player started without paint. They had to find some before the time runs out. At least one had to be in a little shed. It's kind of cool. Yeah, that's it. I mean, the battle royale style games. Battle royale style games, I think, have a lot of potential to them. They can be fantastic events.
So I just read Gassie's comment, and I think he was responding to my what I was saying about trouser fitment.
Yeah.
Try being like Albert. Not everyone with a 46-inch waist has a 35 inside leg.
That's not nice.
Actually, it's a 29-inch inside leg, so...
Christ.
Oh, I've only got little legs.
You know you've only got little legs.
Mate, that makes you sound like Danny DeVito.
How do you manage to fall over so much, Albert, with such a low centre of gravity?
You see, regular trousers are too long for me. I have to get short.
Saying that, it makes you sound like the Penguin from Batman.
What do you mean makes him sound like? He is the Penguin.
But the cool Danny DeVito Penguin, not the stupid one from Gotham.
Oh no, he's the proper Penguin.
Yeah.
But yeah, like how you phrased that, not the short fat one.
I actually got wrong once for doing. I was the usher at my sister's wedding, and I was in top hat and tails, and as people were going past, I was going wah 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 wah.
Yes, that's probably not the most appropriate moment.
I got a clip up in one.
Yeah, that's probably not the most appropriate moment for them doing it.
Ben Rex, I don't think Shan could fill out skinny playing plants, to be fair.
Yeah. Chan the Noodle Man.
I think you were quite... Everyone would think you were quite...
That's just racist.
Quite
it had nothing to do with race, it's that you built like a noodle.
You're right, you're built like a noodle.
Chan,
like a
you
racing
can
snake.
fit your entire body into one of my pant legs. You look
One of your what leg?
into one of my pant legs.
Oh, your pant leg.
Well, how else am I going to see it?
To be fair, quite a few people could fit in your pant leg.
I was going to say, to be fair, Dex, Albert could probably use one of your pant legs as a tent.
It wasn't like a loose fit on Chan. It made him look like a mermaid, but you know, I'm not that like big that people can use them as a tent. How where?
Yes.
Yes, yet. Yeah. I'm actually kind of getting worried that if I get much fatter, I might have to wear a moo for paintball.
What?
Go shopping and go outdoors.
Yeah, that's it. Go shopping and go outdoors for a tent for the wear. But yeah, do you just not know what a moo is? Basically just a poncho.
Well, why didn't you just say poncho?
Because a moo isn't a poncho, it's just like a poncho.
You mean a kaftan?
I don't know what a kaftan is. This is like a poncho. Ben says, the door, it'd be better to have, say, an infomercial style videos. Alright, it'd be better to have infomercial style videos. I can't speak now. God.
Is this getting a bit kinky?
No. It'd be better to have, say, infomercial style videos to better show differences, the difference in more information to get more transition. So, in reference to how to withdraw players from rental days over onto like say walk-on days or regular play. So have like videos playing in the safe area. I do think it is a very valid idea. I think that has got sway. You know, put these videos on like tournament videos or you know some of the good sort of woods ball videos that people produce. Have those playing in safe zones, and it might pique people's interest. You know, if they can I do that? Well, yes, but you have to come on certain days to do that. Yes, Ed. Yeah, that's. I'm trying to fill the. I'm trying to fill the silence. It's making us feel awkward. Yes, Ed. I would be very interested in a nice set of blue eyes. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, I am a pauper.
I could do you a pair of black eyes.
Oh. No, I can't. I don't think they ever brought out black eyes. They were only ever. Like the bright colours.
So, what's everybody shooting for?
Paintballs.
Heroes versus villains.
I'm planning on shooting fools. Yes.
Can you shoot yourself like Dex?
Yeah, probably.
I've got my pump I'm collecting. I've got me EMEC in. I've got me Excalibur in. I've got Mech Resurrection in. I've got
Mech Resurrection.
Yeah, I've got the.
I didn't know you had a Mech Resurrection.
He's Mech Erection.
Yeah, I've got a Mech Erection, of Erection.
I thought all Resis were mechs.
Not my special.
Not the one I did.
Yes, that would be Colin's.
Correction.
That would be Colin's erection.
Yes, I have an erection.
No joking, ladies. Colin's erection is incredibly fast. Hello, dog.
Yeah, you definitely cannot pump that fast.
What else have I put in?
How big's your kit bag?
Yeah, I've got Sniper, Resurrection, Erection, EMEC, G-Tech.
You've got
too many guns.
Yes, Colin definitely has too many guns, and not even all of them are pumps.
Inception Axe.
Ooh, yeah, that is the one axe I actually quite like. Because none of it's an empire rifle.
quite like the.
You know what I'll be shooting? Me sniper.
I quite like the good old fire axe.
Excalibur.
What was the ones that you wanted me to have a look at? Was this Cyborg and a Merlin?
Cyborg and the Merlin. I might put Viking in as well.
Why? Just why? Why do you need to bring all this stuff and show off? It's not fair.
For that reason.
I think I'm mostly gonna have mech stuff. Bring the blazer so I can taunt Cassie with it.
You'll make him cry, you know.
Yeah, maybe. Because it has got lots of new fancy bits on it. Well, I say new. Obviously, a lot of the stuff I've made by hand and acquired parts from places. And then me new X-Mag. Wow. Owen Wilson's in the chat.
I feel the need to point out, Chan, it's not an X-Mag.
Wait,
it's a Euro. It's a Euromag.
Whatever you want to call it.
It's a Euromag.
Well, technically, it's not even that. It's one of the newer ones that the produce.
Was it porn mag?
A splat mag. But yeah,
it's one of the newer ones that they produced with the copper-threaded breeches in, and they offered them with like the new Empire feed next and what have
you. Yeah.
Which I've got somebody's managed to sort us out. It's like a little nub with the Empire thread on, which will screw in, and then I can put a Planet Eclipse feed neck on it.
Yeah.
And then BZ's managed to sort as super high pressure air tank.
Yeah.
So it'll
very nice.
RT properly. It RTs it. What did I run through it? 850 psi, but only at about 13 or 14 balls a second.
And do you need much more than that?
Well, if I put like 1200 psi into it, I should get like 21.
To be fair, Chan, do you really need RT to get to that? Because you can bloody fire that E-mech at the bloody
well, yeah, but
enemy at 17.
Well, yeah, but that takes effort and forearm strength.
There you go, Dex. Paul's going to bring a 6-pack for you.
Cool.
What do you want a 6-pack for? I've got a keg.
Pred with an RE.
He's got a what?
He's got an Inception's Predator with an RIP frame.
Yes.
I've just been reminded about something. There was originally going to be a bod stand anodized to go with the pump, but due to the fact that there was some, Chan will explain why he wasn't able to strip it down.
Yeah.
In time and everything, but it will be going into the stand itself. Will be going into the auction, and it's kindly donated by Mr. Bod himself.
That's cool.
So there will be a bod stand in there. I absolutely love them. They're fantastic stands. I've got 3 of them, so
yeah.
I might be tempted to bid on it myself.
Just so you can have a 4th.
Yeah. Well, I think it helps to have 4.
Yeah.
But no, unfortunately, due to some of the parts being glued and whatnot, or it was he wasn't able to strip it to be able to anodize in the time restraints of getting the marker done as well and all this sort of stuff. But it is going to be going into the auction or raffle. But yes.
Yes, Ben Rex. I will be going, and I will be playing with the Blazer.
But so I forget what I was gonna say. I must stress that I did not get much sleep last night, so. Anywho, Gassy says the bod stand will be his, and Ben says that he's got warp feeds for us. Sweet. So now, have I got anything that I can put a warp feed on at the weekend?
Yes, Automag.
Well, I suppose, but I haven't got the Automag set up right. It's still not shooting right.
Oh. It's still set up for CO2, isn't it?
Yeah.
You should just be able to just bypass the chamber and put a big loop on and run HPA.
Oh, I can do that anyway, but it doesn't fire over properly when it's on HPA. That's the problem. That's why
your tank.
I don't know. But that's
just
the thing.
Warp feed an EMAC.
Yeah. Well, the thing is though, Chan, the Automag was originally designed to shoot CO2.
Yeah. Well, HPA.
Just run it on sparklets, be fine.
Well, I've actually got they're like a couple of sizes bigger than the sparklets. I'm not sure exactly what.
88 grams.
88 grams. Chan gave us a whole load of 88 grams, and I've tried running the Automag on those, but it just doesn't seem to run. It's still not running right. So, yeah, it's a bit near, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I will one day get that mag up and running. Although, I'm also kind of tempted to not even try and get it up and running and just keep it as a wall hanger.
How can you have wall hangers?
Is your
markers are meant to be used.
Says the man with millions of markers.
Well, I use them all. Takes me a while to cycle through them, but yeah. I use them all.
What do you say, Chan?
Is your pump sorted?
Which one?
Your Spanky pump.
Me Frankenstein.
Yeah.
As far as I know, it is. It's completely rebuilt. I just haven't got any effort to actually test it. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah. I'd say it's all completely rebuilt, and it all seems to be working fine. But I just haven't actually got any effort to test it. So I'm just going to have to hope and pray that it actually is all sealed up and ready for to go at the weekend.
Alright, if you want to drop it in on your way home from work tomorrow, I can put some air through it before the weekend.
Ah, it's alright. I've got every faith that it'll be working. Pretty much every time I've rebuilt this before, it's worked. So, and it's not like it's a complicated marker.
It's not like there's much to go wrong.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why I like it. I like pump markers because they're so simple. It's like even a fool can work on them. In most cases, Automag pumps, completely different issue. Yeah, Automags just... It doesn't matter what people say. I know there's some people say that Automags are simpler. They are not. There is some damn strange witchcraft that happens with Automags. And I just try and avoid them, to be honest, in most cases.
I wouldn't like to try and work on an MVP.
What was that? Sorry, Albert?
I wouldn't like to try and work on an MVP.
I'd give it a go. It can't be more complicated than an Automag.
Oh, the amount of bearings and stuff in it is ridiculous.
Yeah. Bearings are fun.
Never mind bearings. Just the sheer amount of O-rings that's in it.
Yeah, they are just stupidly.
Ben says, Colin, it would be 2 shots per sparklet if I was lucky with an Automag. Yeah, that's pretty much true. Although I would like to get my hands on an AGD
I
sidearm.
wouldn't put it past you though, shooting like that though.
Yeah. And in all fairness, I think you'd probably maybe get 10 shots. But
So you need to see if they can bring out like an AGD 24 pack.
Yeah. But no,
Bang bang, bang bang.
pretty much, yeah. I would like to see if I can get my hands on an AGD sidearm at some point, because as I understand it, come on, Paul, prove us wrong. Those were pretty rare. There wasn't really many of them made, and they always seemed kind of cool. You know, it was one of the original. Well, not. I suppose you can't even say one of the original pistols because there was lots more made as well. But they were just cool.
Watch Paul have 5.
What's that? Yeah, Paul have 5. Yeah, probably, yeah.
You said the rare.
I saw something like a 6-pack the other day, but it was like a revolver.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
he's not got one.
Aha! He hasn't got a sidearm. Ah. But come on, Paul. What is the 6-pack style thing? But it's actually a revolver instead of a drop down chamber or pop up chamber. Because I reckon you'll know what that is. I better put that down. I did actually have a go at trying to get me out the cock and rod out of my outcast yesterday, and it just does not want to shift.
That's painful.
Yeah. Just try to get my cock and rod out. The turret revolver, ACI revolver. Oh, cool. That was Richie Wong says turret revolver, Paul says ACI revolver, and Ed says also called the revolver.
It looked pretty cool.
Yeah. That's it. I don't know.
I think it looked better than a 6-pack, but I should imagine it probably weighed more.
Yeah, it probably will.
Because it got like a machine cylinder with all the for the sparklets.
Yeah, with it being a revolver,
rather than just a stamped mag, essentially.
Yeah, that's the thing though. With it being a revolver, the sealing of the 12 grams was probably more difficult, I would imagine, because obviously it'll be like a revolver and it'll have to turn the entire chamber.
Yeah, but as long as it's got proper indexing and it got like a retracting arm, so you'd pull the arm, rotate it, push the arm to seal the CO2 in, and it'll be indexed on properly. It'd probably be easier than a.
Yeah.
That was why. Why do you think revolvers were invented before magazine-fed pistols?
Ah, yes, but you got to remember a revolver, a real steel revolver. You know, if it. The way I was imagining the chamber with it having 12 grams in, it would have been a problem trying to seal the gas just from it venting out from the changer constantly. Whereas a real bullet obviously doesn't leak over time, unless obviously I suppose it can, but it's providing there's a good seal on the bullet, it's not going to leak gunpowder and can survive for years and years.
Every time you fire, every bullet you fire out of a revolver, you get a gas blast out the side.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, that's it. That will happen. I mean, that's what basically was happening with the HDR 50s, which is why people were modifying the chambers to be able to try and reduce the velocity on them. But the gas is behind it, and obviously only releases when you fire the marker. The way I was thinking of the turret revolver or the ACI revolver, you know, the 12 gram revolver, was as you turned and engaged the CO2, I was thinking the puncture pin would be on the revolver bit, which wouldn't actually make any sense. It would make more sense that the revolver bit would be on the stock, and then you would just turn a new 12 gram in front of it, rotate a new 12 gram in front of that, and then puncture it, which I would imagine is actually how they work. Paul says they work better than the 6-pack, but you had to turn the chamber manually. Yeah, which I suppose was a little bit slower, but if they actually worked better,
it's like an old school school revolver.
Single action.
It'll have indexing points, but you'll have to pull the lever, rotate it, pull the lever again, push the lever.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, guys, I'm off. Cause
You've got your studying to do, haven't you?
Yeah. See
Well, see you there, man. Good luck.
Albert's got to be a bookworm.
Well,
yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yes, that's it. Focus on things you can make.
Thought you was going to say something else there.
Yeah. So, Chan.
Dex.
Have you made our super secret item yet?
You mentioned it last time on the bloody feed. Why?
No, not yet.
Damn! And I don't think we did actually mention it properly on the stream. We mentioned it, but we didn't actually mention what it was. I don't think. But no, I didn't expect you to. I just wanted to see if I could wind you up a little bit.
Richie Wong, can we all go back to CO2, siphon tanks, and snow?
Yes.
Oh, that was one of the other markers I've got in my Titman C3 propane pump.
I kind of still want to get one of them, even though they are ridiculously heavy, but they are warm. They smell like a barbecue.
I'm really tempted to take it out on the for the 2-man for a game.
Yeah. Do it. Preferably the game that I might be playing against you. So.
Oh yeah.
Imagine how embarrassed you'd be if I did take you out with it.
I wouldn't actually be embarrassed.
I'd be embarrassed.
You see, I take no objection to whatever shoots us out. It doesn't bother us. If somebody else shoots us out, they've shot us out. Good on them. But I know that there is players who do get offended when a pump shoots them out, like Chan.
Yeah, but if you're outgunning somebody and you've got the firepower advantage on them, it kind of shows that the skill's lacking. Surely a player with good skill will be able to stick around on you, whether it's a semi or a pump or an electro or whatever.
No.
Yeah, people compensate with firepower to make up for lack of skill.
Yep.
Well, yeah, exactly. So that's why it would be construed as a bit embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, you see,
especially
that's the thing. Yeah.
Especially if it's one of them Titman C3 pumps, because they are well inconsistent. I think would be a good way of describing their accuracy.
Well, they've got to.
There is also a delay between pulling the trigger and it actually shooting. Because it's about a 3-foot pump stroke on it to cock it. So it takes forever to cock it. You pull the trigger, you hear the piezo go, then it goes off.
Yeah.
So it's like click, click, tick, boom.
Yeah.
So not only when you're playing in a game with it, you've not only got to lead your shots if someone's running, you've got to lead the trigger pull.
So you've got to lead the lead.
Yeah, you've got to compensate for the delay between pulling the trigger and it shooting, and them running. So basically, you shoot at the bunker they're running to before they set off.
Yeah. And hope that they get hit by your warm balls.
And hope that you get a full velocity shot.
Yeah.
Have you got a 2-man for the 2-man event, Dex?
I believe I have.
Have you?
Yes.
Who's that?
I believe Albert.
All right.
Yeah.
Chan's like, who am I going to play with?
I've had offers. I was seeing my fellow teammate.
But what about
somebody
the 2-man?
to play with?
Was Albert asked us a while ago about it? I mean, I don't know if he's still planning on me and him putting in a team, but
a second.
Right, so basically, it's
Pump Fury Pump Fury and Pump Fury 2.0 team.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pump Fury A and B.
Yeah.
No, it's. Well, actually, no, I see you'd have to have 3 teams because it'd be Dex on the team, which would be Pump Ginger, and then
Pump red.
Purple minion.
Purple minion.
Pump red, and then pump purple minion.
Yeah, pump red, pump purple.
And pump OG.
And pump fury. Yeah. Ben says that the C3 isn't heavy. Play with the mag for long enough and it's fine. Ben, I play with the coppers.
The C3 isn't heavy. The C3 isn't heavy. It's bulky.
Yeah, that's it. The look, like the way it's done.
Extremely bulky.
Yeah.
My mag's not heavy.
Christian Messon says the puncture pin was in the stock port in the front of the revolving chamber. You rotated the 12 gram in front of it, and then it was pushed into the pin by a lever. It was like the 6-pack, only difference was that the 6-pack was spring-loaded.
Right, anyway, I'm going to go to sleep.
No worries, matey. Well, catch you later there, Channy man.
How do you have time to sleep?
I don't.
Yeah, always busy, the Channy man. I think he just works until he collapses and then he wakes up and carries on.
Yeah, 4 or 5 hours a night, pretty average.
You're going to burn yourself out, mate.
Falls asleep at the CNC machine.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. Right.
That must be what he does. He must sleep while his machine's running on normal work.
Oh yeah, in the middle of the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's like customers walking around and the owner of the company and that.
You're just having catching a couple of Z's.
Matchsticks holding your eyes open.
Mr. Bean style.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Bean style?
I thought you said Mr. Peen.
Yeah, Mr. Peen, that's exactly what I said. Mr. Peenness. Ben says, Colin, does that mean that his Python kit is making up for range with noise?
Making up for range with noise? No,
yeah, using the Python kit, yeah.
But Ben's Python kit is not loud anymore.
Yeah.
We have something louder, Ben.
Yes, Ben. I think you might enjoy it. Yeah.
It's not as ridiculously short, but it is louder.
Yes.
Considerably louder.
Better accuracy and louder.
Yeah. Richie
right, anyway, I'm actually gonna go now.
Right. Catch you later, Charlie man.
Bye.
Toodles. Richie Wong says, are they reinforcing the ground for you and Albert to play on one side? Oof, that's just uncalled for. Ben says, Dex, I'll bring you mag bits at the weekend. Ben, thanks very much for the offer, man, but I wouldn't worry about it. The mag that I've got is pretty. I have got a few spare mag bits, but the mag that I've got, it's for all I would like to see it working at some point. It's one that I don't really take out all that often anyway. I think in the entire time I've had it, and I've pretty much got it not long after I started playing, I've probably used it in game twice. It's just one that hasn't really seen the field all that much. I at some point I could maybe try getting somebody to have a look at it, but I thought I knew what the problem was, but it just doesn't seem to have fixed it. But thanks very much for the offer though. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm probably going to draw this to a close because I need to go and get some sleep as well. So, yes. Ben, it's either that or the bin. Well, if it's either a case of giving them to me or them going in the bin, then certainly I will receive your parts. Right. Anyway, so Colin, are you still there?
I am still here. Yes.
Right. Is there anything that you would like to say before we end the stream?
Yeah. I hope everyone who's playing this weekend has a good time, and if you're at Heroes and Villains, come and say hello. And yeah, we're hopefully we'll raise lots of money. We'll have fun, and Villains for win.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, I will basically second that and say if you haven't already booked up, get your ticket booked. Come and join the Villains for Superheroes vs Villains at Skirmish in Nottingham. If you aren't attending that, then I hope you are playing somewhere this weekend. If you haven't decided on where you are playing this weekend, please feel free to check in the description down below where there is links to different games that are up for availability to go and play this weekend. Go check those out. There might be something in your local area. The one other thing that I didn't actually get to do earlier on because I forgot to do it is video shout out for this week goes to Artwood for his Domination Defense MG100 gameplay, which was filmed at Senny Bridge. It's from OMG's Red Hammer series, and as always, Artwood just creates great content. If you aren't already, I would highly recommend going over and subscribing to him. He's a fantastic player and he makes really, really good content. Definitely go check him out. But, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dexter. My co-hosts for this evening have been Colin. Would you like to give yourself a shout out?
Hello. Go give Pump Fury a like.
Yep.
On Facebook.
Yep.
Sorry, Facebook.
Also, you can find Chandy, the Chandy Man, at Northern Custom Works, and you can find Albert at Click Clack Pew on Facebook. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. It has been a pleasure to entertain you this evening. I'm Dexter, and I shall see you next time. I suppose I'll see you on Monday for, well, we'll all see you on Monday for the roundup of what happened at the weekend. But anyway, catch you later, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, as always, and goodbye.